Hi Aries, welcome to December. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. So this month we have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 4th, and then a full moon in Gemini and this is the new moon in Sagittarius is a total eclipse. And then we have a full moon in Gemini on the 18th, and then Venus goes retrograde in Capricorn on the 19th. Mars moves into Sag on the 13th. Neptune goes direct on the 2nd. So let's see what the cards say for Aries. What does Aries need to know about love and relationships for the month of December 2021? Coming to the end of the year. Jupiter will also be moving into Pisces. Jupiter's his last month in Aquarius, I'm sorry. So, let's see what the cards say. What does Aries need to know about love and relationships for December 2021? How is Aries going to finish out the year in terms of love and relationships? What is coming up? Let's see what we can. The King of Swords, the King of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the card at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups. Okay, so you're starting out the month with the King of Swords energy, and that's a card of trying to make a decision, trying to separate what's real from what's not real. Maybe you're thinking of the past relationship, wondering, what's true about it. Was it, there could have been someone in your past, because I'm seeing the Empress here, that was kind of like a mother figure to you, very nurturing. So you might be looking back and saying, just thinking about family, thinking about relationships in the past. You have the Five of Pentacles here, and the King of Cups crossing. The King of Cups crossing, you could be dealing with someone who's helping you to heal. The King of Cups energy, if it's a person, it's someone in your life, could be a counselor or a healer who is helping you to sort things out mentally. Because the King of Swords energy is, swords are mental, and it's about your thoughts, it's about trying to decide, make a judgment. Sometimes the King of Swords can be a little harsh or judgmental, so that maybe you're thinking about someone in the past and you're not thinking about them, or you're trying to figure out, how to deal with them. Are you being too harsh? Are they being too harsh with you? How do you resolve this? Because the King wants to have a fair outcome. It's not like the King wants to be harsh, but he does need to do a lot of thinking, and so you might be doing a lot of thinking. And sometimes the King of Swords can represent some type of legal issue you might be thinking about as well. So if you're thinking about walking away from a relationship, there might be some legal problems. You have the Five of Pentacles here in the past. That's a card of feeling cut off from loved ones, left out. You might be going through some type of depression, feeling that financially, maybe some financial struggles. It's a card of needing to be healed. If you look at this card, this person is wounded, and they're coming to this person for healing. So there could have been someone in your life, it's either you or the other person. So a lot of times these energies could be you. If it's not you, it could be the other person. So someone is needing healing. Someone is feeling depressed, lonely, cut off from loved ones, feeling on the outside looking in. And this person, there could have been a relationship in the past that was very nurturing to you, very healing to you. Possibly it never got off the ground because one person maybe felt like they didn't have enough to offer. There could have been some insecurity around this relationship. One person might have felt like, well, I don't have money, I don't have anything to offer this person. And the Empress energy is a card of abundance. But whoever was in your life in the past was very abundant, very nurturing, very loving, almost like a mother figure. And I'm seeing the Seven of Swords, so I feel like, there could be some confusion, like you're trying to make a decision, or maybe you have more than one option. But I feel like you're on this path to healing, because especially with these two kings, there are people around you that are helping you to figure things out, helping you to make decisions, helping you to heal. Maybe there's someone that you can talk to, and they understand you. Now, the good thing, coming up into the future, you have this Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love, and that's just starting to form this energy. So maybe after you've processed all these, you may be processing something to do with a past relationship, and until you're ready to start something new. The Six of Cups, though, can bring someone from the past back into your life. It has two meanings. On the one hand, it could mean that you're moving into a better situation, into something, a state of greater harmony. So if you've been in a relationship that has a lot of conflict, or if you've been separated from someone, there could be a chance to bring harmony back to that relationship. You might reconnect and try to work things out. Or it could also mean moving into a new situation, healing from the past and creating something new that is better. Like you're not going to make the same mistakes as you did in the past. So there could be healing in a current relationship. There could be walking away from something and starting something new. And I feel like you may have more than one option, especially with the Seven of Cups. So you might have to make a choice. What do I want to do? Do I want to go back and heal something from the past that was once good, but maybe it kind of changed, things changed? Or do I want to start a brand new situation, which you have this Ace of Cups? And the Six of Cups is also, it's a card of harmony. It could also mean bringing someone into your life that you feel a past life connection. So if it's not an actual person in the current life, someone you dated in the past or someone you were involved with in the past, it could mean that you're connecting with someone that feels like a past life connection. That you just know them. You feel a sense of familiarity. And it's like, I feel like I know you even though I don't know you that long. So especially if it's a new relationship and you feel like a special connection. You have this Eight of Pentacles here. So this is about, you may be doubting that things are going to improve. But the Eight of Pentacles is saying just take one step at a time. You might be heading in a different direction. You might be afraid of taking a new direction. This sometimes comes up when you start a new career path and you're not sure if this is right for you, or you're deciding to take your career in a different direction. Maybe you have new interests, or you're taking your life in a different direction. And I feel like it's going to be an improvement, but you just need to take one step at a time. And if you're not seeing results right away, don't be impatient. Just give it a chance to develop. So especially if it's a relationship and if you're starting something new in the future, because I feel like this Ace is in the future, just give it one, don't rush it. Just take it one day at a time. In your environment, you have the Nine of Wands. This is a card of you've been struggling with something for a long time, and you feel like giving up, but you're about to come to some type of conclusion where you can put your burden down. So there could be a type of a healing in a relationship. Something that you thought was a done deal may come back to be dealt with. You may have thought, oh, I solved that problem, but now I'm dealing with it again. Or you might have to defend yourself in some way. Sometimes the Nine of Wands is about, having to stand up for yourself, having to defend your position. But it's also about, it's continuing the struggle. Like, don't give up. You're coming to the end. When you get to the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands, that's when you put down the burden. That's when you've achieved the goal. So you're so close. It's almost like a lot of people give up on a goal just before they're about to achieve it, because they just, they get burnt out with the struggle. Like, I'm just tired of struggling with this. So don't give up. You're making progress, even if it's slow. Just keep going. Now you have the Eight of Cups here in your wish fulfillment. So for some of you, you might have been involved in a relationship that was once good, but then somehow things change, and you might be thinking of walking away and just, moving on to something more fulfilling. Maybe even moving, physically moving, going to a different location. Because the Eight of Cups is about, giving something up for something better sometimes, walking away, you need more of a spiritual connection. It's a leaving something behind because you're searching for something more fulfilling or more meaningful. So that could be, you might be trying to decide, do I leave this relationship? Do I stay or do I go? Do I stay and make things work? Or do I just walk away, cut my losses, move on, try to start something new with a new situation? Because you have this Ace coming. And you have the Page of Wands here. That's a card of good news coming in, a message coming in. Could be from a fire sign or someone who's very... it could be a new relationship. Sometimes pages are new relationships. So I feel like you have the potential. You might have the potential to start a new relationship, especially since this is a time card for June, July, August. So it could be over the summer of next year. If you decide to walk away from someone this year, you might be meeting someone new by the summer of 2022. But I feel like you have decisions to make this month, because the King of Swords energy is like trying to make a decision, not using your heart, but using your head. What makes sense? What is logical? What can I actually, what's real, basically? Because I feel like there's a lot of confusion in your life and in your head. And you're not sure exactly what to hold on to, what to let go of, so you're going to be making a lot of decisions this month because you have more than one option. But I feel like this King of Cups can help you sort through it, can help, like this could be a counselor or a healer that can help you straighten things out in your head. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So we have this new moon total eclipse. And that's in Sagittarius, so it's favorable to your sign. It's happening in your 9th house, which is the house of long-distance travel, higher education, spiritual beliefs. So you could be thinking about, changing your location, moving away, starting new somewhere else in a new location. Mercury is there as part of this eclipse. Mercury's at 15 degrees Sag. The sun and moon are at 12 degrees Sag. And so there could be a message that comes in. Mercury can be a message that comes in, but it could also mean, a new beginning, a new way of thinking. And with Sagittarius energy, that's about, what do I believe? What is possible? Teaching, learning. What do I need to learn? What do I need to teach? Maybe I have wisdom I want to share. So you could be thinking about all these things. You could be starting a new career where you're teaching or you're sharing your knowledge. Or you could be joining a new group of some type of spirituality. Now this new moon eclipse, it's a solar eclipse. So there could be a male figure that gets eclipsed from your life. There could be endings and new beginnings that's happening simultaneously. There could be a lot of surprises with this new moon because Uranus is forming an exact, pretty close inconjunct or aspect to this new moon. And it's from your 2nd house. And that's the house of money, self-worth, values, self-esteem. There could be some surprising news about your financial situation. There could be surprising changes that help you to feel better about yourself. So with Uranus, you never know. Be prepared for the unexpected with Uranus. But it's activating your 2nd house of money and values and self-worth. Like, what do I value? What do I need in terms of financial? Maybe you're thinking about moving, but you need the money to do it. And some, unexpected message comes in and suddenly you can do it. In your 10th house, you've got Venus and Pluto, and they're close. They're 3 degrees apart, so they're almost like a conjunction. Venus will be conjuncting Pluto later on in the month, but right now at this new moon, she's close enough to be having an effect. Pluto in the 10th can sometimes, I think it can change your life path, your life direction, your status in the public view. So that could mean going from single to married, married to single. If there's a love that begins with this under this aspect, it's very intense. Venus and Pluto are very intense. And in Capricorn, if you're connecting with someone, it could last a long time. It's going to require work, but it could bring a stable relationship your way. But you have to watch out for power struggles. You have to, because there are powerful emotions involved with Venus and Pluto. So it's best to be honest and to, reveal your feelings. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't resort to power games or power struggles. That's because the energies are very powerful. Now, at the same time, Mars is in your 8th house, and it's sextile Pluto. Mars is at 23 degrees Scorpio. It is, the 8th house is the money that you receive from others, resources. So there could be some expenses that come up. But Mars is also a planet, the 8th house is also a planet of transformation. And you might finally, decide, you know what, I want to change my life. I want to transform. I want to confront my demons, the darkness around me. I want to be a better person. I want to, deal with my issues, whatever they are. I want to confront what's hidden. And the 8th house is also intimacy. So maybe you've decided that, you know what, I want an intense relationship. If you've been avoiding intimacy, it may be coming your way with this eclipse. You might meet someone that really affects you on a deep level if you're not in a relationship. And if you are in a relationship, you may make some changes. There might be some changes that allow you to get closer, to go deeper. Jupiter is in your 11th house, and Mars is squaring Jupiter. So Jupiter brings luck wherever it shows up. And in the 11th house, that has to do with the groups you belong to. Jupiter brings abundance. It means it brings money from this, your income. So you could be starting a new creative project that brings more money into your life. But you might be also connecting with groups of people that are you're getting out of your comfort zone. You might be even connecting with groups of people that are different than you, or show you a different side of life, just a different way to believe. Maybe they're even from a foreign country. Or they could be teachers, or you could be learning from them. Or you could be teaching groups, involved with a group teaching situation. But whatever it is, Jupiter is a beneficial influence. And it can connect you with people that really want to make a difference in the world. So you could be joining with a group that's trying to make a difference. It could be an exciting time when Jupiter's in your 11th house. And there could be some positive changes around friendships and the groups that you belong to. Definitely with Venus and Pluto in your 10th, there could be an intense love affair coming in, or an intense love experience where you go deeper than you've ever gone before, where you're more, there's more intimacy. But there's also a greater chance of, because there's so much power and emotion involved, there's more fear. There could be more fear, because the power. So you have to use that power wisely. Don't let your feelings or someone else's feelings, don't manipulate your partner. If someone's really in love with you or you're really in love with them, don't let yourself be manipulated, because the power, there's a power you have to use the power wisely with Pluto. So then, and Neptune is also going direct in your 12th house in Pisces. So that's good, because I think that if you have any psychological things that have been kind of stagnating, and you might get a grip, you might get some healing with Neptune going direct. You might get some clarity, and might be able to finish up that cycle. finally see where you've been self-sabotaging, or, see your hidden, get some help along those lines. Then the full moon in Gemini happens on the 18th, and the day after, Venus goes retrograde in Capricorn. So let's see, where is Venus in your chart right now? In the 10th. So definitely, when Venus goes retrograde, it could bring people back from the past. So you might revisit a past relationship and try to fix the problems and make it deeper, make it stronger. There's going to be communication. Your ninth house and your third house is being activated. The full moon happens in your third house. So that's the house of siblings, brothers and sisters, friends, your local environment. So something is completing at this time. You may decide to reach out. You might be communicating with people that you haven't spoken to in a long time. But also with the ninth house involved, you could be traveling. You could be deciding to go visit. If you're far away from the people that you care about, you might decide to go visit them. Or you might be hearing from them. This full moon is trine Jupiter in the 11th. So this is really good. I feel like there's a positive influence. I think that things at the end of the month are going to be a little bit more positive than they have been in the past. You have a chance to reach out to people and reconnect with friends and family that you haven't seen in a long time. Now, this moon in Sag in Gemini is in conjunct Venus and Pluto in your 10th. And you have also Mercury's in your 10th, trining Uranus in your 2nd. So there could be some surprises. If you're still in a career situation, you could be involved in a powerful new project that affects your financial situation in a positive way. Because Uranus in the 2nd, you might even decide to start your own business or do some work where you have a lot of independence, like doing freelance or consulting or contracting. And it's going to affect, you might be signing contracts even with Mercury. All this energy in Capricorn, I feel like it's going to affect your career. And you might be taking a new direction with your career that's going to bring in money and be more creative. And you could really wind up in a position of power. So if it's not a powerful love relationship, it could be that you move into a position of power in your work. And it affects your financial status. It also affects your self-worth and self-esteem. You feel more empowered. Mars, at this point, Mars has moved into Sagittarius. So it's out of your 8th house, but now it's in the 9th house. And it's opposing the North Node in the 3rd house. So I feel like communication is going to be important. You might hear from someone. So if you've decided to move away, you may hear from someone. You might be communicating with someone from a distance. Or you may take action if you've decided, like, I want to move, I want to live somewhere else, or I want to go back to school, I want to teach, I want to learn. Because wherever Mars is, that's where your energy is. So the only thing you have to watch out with Mars in the 9th, it's in a travel house. So don't do anything rash, or don't take action without considering, don't get angry and travel, because Mars in the travel house can cause accidents sometimes if you're careless. So just be careful. But in the positive way, Mars is energizing you. So if you've ever wanted to do something different, get out of your comfort zone, move away, go learn some new things, Mars will give you that energy. But I feel like also with the North Node in the 3rd house, I feel like there's some communication that has to take place. So you might be having a communication that changes your life in some way or puts you on the right path. Now, while Venus is retrograde, it's not a good time too much to start a brand new relationship during the retrograde period, because what you want now, you may not want later. You may change your feelings. So that's why if you start a new relationship, just take it slow and see where it goes. Don't rush into anything, like don't run off to Vegas, get married. Just take it one day at a time and see what happens after the Venus goes direct, and see if you still feel the same way. But it can help you to, if you're going back to an old relationship, you can possibly heal and make things better the second time around. So there are going to be some positive things with this full moon. Things are going to come. You may have some kind of communication, because Gemini is a planet of communication. It's telling your story, speaking your truth, especially with the sun in Sag. Sag is about truth. What do I believe in? So you may have some kind of, something may be revealed at this time. Some information may come to the surface because the full moon brings things to light. Anything that was hidden now comes out. So if you were confused about something or you needed information, it's going to come out, and it may help. It may change things. There are going to be some positive changes, and they may be unexpected. So I think love is definitely on for this month for Aries, and you're going to have some decisions to make. So it may happen that you wait till the full moon to find out what's really going on. So don't rush into any decisions. But communication is also going to be important. So it's good to speak your truth, tell people how you feel. The new moon eclipse, it could push up your timeline if you were thinking about traveling, or changing your residence, or changing where you live. Things may pop up faster than you're ready for. So get prepared. And just don't do anything reckless or rash. Give everything. Don't let your heart rule your head. Use the King of Swords energy of discrimination. What's real, what's not real. Am I seeing things clearly? As what I believe, can I trust what I believe? Go dig deeper. But it could be a very romantic time. A very powerful love can come into your life at this time. So that's my forecast for December, Aries. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, leave a comment if it resonated with you. If you'd like, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone. But if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful December. If you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or the solstice, whatever you're celebrating this year, this holiday season, have a wonderful December, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, thanks. Bye now.